guys, it's Katie here with Life in Mundane and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm excited to unbox for you two different boxes that I've recently gotten from IEW, which stands for Institute for Excellence in Writing. I have got a bunch of curriculum starting to pour in and I'm excited to share that with you guys here on this channel, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of that fun information. So without further ado, let's get started. Hi, my name is Katie and welcome to Life in the Mundane. I am a second generation homeschool mom of 6 beautiful kiddos, and on this channel we talk all things resources. I love to share with you resources that are going to help you in your homeschooling and help encourage you in your biblical parenting and how you can utilize those to their fullest potential so that you can make the most of the little moments. I'm so excited! First up, we have got the new Fix It Grammar Nose Tree book. So if you guys have been watching my channel already, you know I already have the Fix It Grammar book 2, the new book 2, which is the Town and Country Mouse, and the new book 3, but I decided that I wanted my daughter to start this in the fall, and so she needs to start at the beginning. If you guys have not checked out the video, be sure to check it out up in the iCards and down in the description below, because it goes through all the things with Fix It Grammar that are new this year. They've redone all the levels, so it's going to walk you through all of those changes. So we have got the teacher manual and the student book for that. This, if you guys are not familiar, just in a nutshell, Fix It Grammar is all about teaching grammar through practical real life application. So your children are actually going to be editing, labeling different parts and editing sentences to utilize or use those things that they have been taught. And I am shocked. My son has been doing it now for a little over a year, and he is applying the grammar concepts and grasping them so much better than I ever did in school. Now on to our box. So there's a postcard with free digital samples of some of their products and 10 tools to further enrich your IEW understanding and experience. So they've got like their monthly newsletter, their webinars, their forums, and there's links to all of that. So be sure you don't throw away those postcards. Pay attention to them. All right, first up is something new we're going to try this year, and I'm really excited. It's called the Victus Study Skills System, helping students succeed academically and in life. So this is both a DVD, and then I think in here there's some books I'll show you in just a second that is going to actually teach my kids study skills, like how to take notes, how to set goals for where you want to go in life, test preparation and test taking strategy, as well as understanding strategic planning. Now, we don't do a ton of tests in our school, but I know that this is going to be something they're going to need as they're going into the high school years. We will start testing more, and as they go into college. And so I'm so excited to have this. So this is the DVD for it. Here is the student workbook. So like they have a where am I now? Where do I want to be? How do I get there? Look at this, a study habits checklist. This makes my planning heart so happy. I'm not kidding. Like, make a schedule. Do you keep a schedule showing the time you plan to spend each day studying? Do you keep up to date with your homework? Do you get enough sleep? But like never, sometimes, often. So they're just going to be looking at what are they currently doing so that they can see what success or what progress they've made throughout the course. Then they've got like note pages that I'm assuming they'll fill out as they listen to the DVD. So they've got that there, and I love that the fact that they have visuals to go along with it, because here they're talking about the different kind of learners: visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Suggested aids for learning strengths. So if you're a visual learner, here's some things you could do to help you with study skills: auditory, kinesthetic. So I love that it's going to help them learn a little bit more about themselves and how their brain works, so they can figure out how to help themselves in the future, how to make their own assignment schedule. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about this. There's also a teacher edition that you will have for kids. It's not super thick, but it'll help you walk through that. It's got some downloads that you'll download. So it has like learning objectives for each lesson, how to organize your teaching material, how to organize the system. All right, so it says 3 things that you need to know about Victus. Victus is for any age. Students of all ages can learn from Victus. When students develop great study habits early in their journey, they avoid having to unlearn bad habits later on. That is so true. Older students can benefit from practicing the powerful life skills of Victus as well. So this is going to teach them how to use a student planner, and I'm really excited about that because I tried to get my kids to use a student planner this year, and some have and some haven't, but a lot of them really aren't sure how to do it. So this is really going to teach them a system to actually utilize that in a way that works for them. And then they also, their third thing is that they have free Victus support. So they have people to help you if you have any questions about it at all. Those organizations, teaching my babies how to use binders and correlators, how to use binders and collapsers and file folders. Okay, I'm gonna stop geeking out about this now. I probably should have saved that for the end, because now you're probably flipped off this video because you're like, wow, she's obnoxious. All right, next up is actually only part of the material for the PAL reading program. The PAL program is Primary Arts of Language. It is a reading and writing program combined that you can utilize for your kids kindergarten through second grade. It's actually what I'm going to be using with my kindergarten next year, and I've actually utilized it before. So I did not order all of the teacher's books and student books and all that. I only ordered a few pieces. This is the Phonetic Farm. It's such a cool thing. So it's got places for you to place stickers, and it's got instructions on how to use it. But with it, you'll see that there's pictures that will help you visually remember the different phonograms and their different sounds. So like IR as in bird is written on a bird. And so all throughout the lesson, throughout the year, you're going to be adding to your phonics farm. And so obviously it's consumable per child. So since I'm doing it with a new child, I ordered another one. Along with that, another piece that I was missing, or I guess that is missing a few pieces, I should say, is the Primary Arts of Language phonetic games. So these games are so cool. You do them in a file folder, and so the way they work is you will have like these 2 pages, you will rip them out, and you will put them inside of a file folder. And then this is like beginning consonants 1. Then and it's game number 5. So then you'll go to the back, and you'll find in the cardstock pages where it says game number 5. And then here you'll find the pieces for game number 5. They're clearly labeled. And then it will give you instructions on how to assemble it all. It's very simple. But what I love about this program is they offer a lot of learning through play, which is perfect for the kindergarten through second grade age. These are obviously the beginning level games. And so I will be doing a video about more information about the PAL program, because I know a lot of you guys have questions. And so I am gonna do more about that, but just know that I'm really excited about it. This is another book I'm excited about. It's the Timeline of Classics, Historic Context for the Good and Great Books. All right, so this book helps you to divide literature and resources into timelines, chronological timelines. So it's divided into ancients, 5000 BC to 400 AD, the Middle Age, which is AD 400 to 1450, Renaissance and Reformation, which is 1450 to 1850, and then the modern world, 1850 to present. And then obviously it has even smaller divisions within that. So inside, you will find these like spreadsheet type formats where it will give you a description or the time period of what this resource is going through, and then a title of what it is, the author of who it is, and what reading level or understanding level it's for. Like, is it for high school, elementary, or middle school age? But this can really help you to be like, okay, I'm studying this time period in history. What resources do I want to bring into my homeschool? How does this, or maybe it's a resource you're already using that you're like, you want to look this up and see, okay, where does that fall chronologically in history? I believe, if I understand right, I haven't read, I'm just unboxing for you guys, so I haven't read all the stuff yet, but if I understand right, it includes both books and articles, poems, and even some videos. So lots of different great resources. This is going to be a great tool for homeschool, and it's something that works for all ages. So there's information in here that will help all the different ages, especially if you want an extra either addition to your history curriculum, or if you want to even just use this as your history curriculum to pull your resources from to make your own. First half of the book is the list. The second half of the book is teaching your kids how to do something called journaling, a reading response journal. There's instructions on how to do it all in here. You can choose to add this piece in or not, but it's like a better response than a book report is sort of the idea from my understanding. In the back, you'll see samples and definitions of literary devices like alliteration, what is an allusion, foreshadowing, imagery, with all the explanation you need there. It gives you samples of the kind of writing you might see from your child from one of these journal entries. So I love the fact that it kind of works as your literature and your history and your reading all in one. So we are using this as a supplemental resource, but I'm excited to get a copy. Last but not least, I'm really excited about this. This is the Linguistic Development through Poetry Memorization, a mastery learning approach. So I'm going to show you guys inside. I got to open the box real fast. All right, so before I show you inside, I've got it out of the plastic now. There's 5 years worth of poems and speeches in here for your kids to memorize. So this is not like this is just like a one-time purchase. You don't need to purchase one every year. And it's got stuff in here from kids as young as 2 all the way up to 12th grade. There's also student pages that you can download offline and a suggested schedule if you want to do that. So within the box, you're going to find the teacher's manual and you're going to find the CDs. It's got some great pages that talk through why you might want to include poetry memorization into your school day. Talks about the importance of rhythm and rhyme, understanding that there's beautiful sentence structure and vocabulary that's included in poetry that is not included in much of our regularly consumed literature or in our normal everyday speak? Is that a word? I don't know. I need this course. It has how to teach this program. You are always going to begin with level 1, regardless of how old your student is. From my understanding, at least, you're going to download the student workbook and use the CDs to recite the poem together. So what I like about this is my kids can do this fairly independently, because I can just put in the CD for that specific time, and they can listen to it and practice the poem every day. And then I can work with them once a week on like seeing how much they know, or as I introduce it, things like that. The idea of starting on level 1 is, even though it'll be really easy for like a 12th grader, it's the idea that they want to be able to recite it without any errors and be able to do it without any effort, and then they just keep adding on. So your older kids who are starting at level 1 will go through it much faster, whereas if you start a 2-year-old on it, they're going to go through it much slower. I always love the fact that IEW answers a lot of the questions you may have as a parent, like, won't all this practice take too long? And it says, given the huge benefits of memorizing poetry, it may well be one of the best uses of your available school hours. Recitation of memorized poems can easily be done away from a desk, perhaps in the car while cooking or folding clothes or during a walk. Memorizing new poems gets easier in direct proportion to the number of poems already memorized. In other words, the more you have learned, the faster you learn more. The CD's recordings will also help you use repetition so students can memorize poems more quickly and accurately, and you don't have to do it all yourself, which that's what I'm looking for as a mom. So at the beginning, they'll start with Ooey Gooey, which is just a short poem. It's just this one little stanza here. By the end of level 5, they will be able to do things like the King's Speech, which is all of this and this. They have little notes off to the side for the teacher, and then there is a student workbook that is downloadable if you use the blue sheet in the front, so you can use it for as many kids as you have, multiple ages, and I just absolutely love that. So I'm so excited to jump into all this IEW curriculum. Be sure to stay tuned and subscribe, as I will be sharing reviews on these products as I use them more, and like I said, as I share more about the PAL learning program that I'm going to be using for my kindergarten next year. We'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!